All right. Thank you, precious Jesus, for opportunity today to hear your word, for the opportunity to learn. Thank you for the understanding you've given us. Thank you for the spirit of remembrance you've given us. Thank you that all we said to do today shall be achieved, and there will be an easy flow of the codes we're having today in the name of the Lord Jesus. As we enter this new topic, we'll end it well in the name of the Lord Jesus. Amen. All right, so you've gone through the UI UX class, you've gone through the HTML class. Now we'll be entering a very beautiful topic, a very beautiful language. That's the CSS. Now, like I said before, HTML is not a programming language. Just know that this is now when you are starting programming. For real. We'll just be playing since. All right, so you've seen HTML does with text. It does with writing your page, drawing lines on your page, doing table, doing this form. But imagine it was just only HTML. You see that your website will be so boring. Now look at this Zoom, for example. In as much as an app, it has like a web app. So to show you that all these things you are seeing, it can be related to this front end we are doing. Now, this Zoom, for example, I don't know how your site is seeing, but I'm seeing like a full screen divided into half, not really half, maybe 20% is taken with the white space for chat, and the remaining 80% is black. Okay, now this thing that is giving it this color is what CSS will do. This thing that's even dividing the screen. So I'm having network issue. Can you hear me now? I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Mark.
Okay. As I was saying, this screen, the fact that it's black is this color, the fact that your names are white, the fact that you're seeing all the things around it is what CSS will do. What I like to say about CSS is that CSS beautifies your work. The formula for CSS is cascading style sheet. Cascading style. So I want you to make more reference on the style. It gives it style, it makes it fine, it makes it pretty. You see a website, as if you just imagine you just HTML. Imagine it's just HTML. You see that your website will just be white and you just be writing text inside. There's no coordination to it. But CSS makes your work so pretty. Okay. Makes your work so pretty. And it makes it like fun to be on. Okay. So time to share my screen. Now there are three ways we can um impute CSS into our work. The first one is, so you can be writing this down. The first one is the inline styling. The second one is the internal styling, and the last one is the external styling. But what I'm working with today is the internal and external. That's what I'm showing you, because inline is not regularly used. And honestly, the works I've done, I have never used inline styling because it makes your work very messy. To me, that is from my own opinion. It makes my work messy. Okay. Because when you're talking about inline styling, it's like putting the CSS inside your tags. So it makes it like an attribute. Your style is not an attribute. You get that kind of thing. And imagine you now want to do a lot of CSS, because let me tell you, CSS codes can reach up to code lines of 1,000 for just a small work. It can reach 1,000 code lines, and that's crazy. So imagine you want to write that type of thing, and you are now putting it as an attribute. You see that use definitely you won't make mistake. you get confused, it's not just be as easy as you think it's going to be. So for easy methods, it's advisable to either use the internal styling and the external styling. I use internal and external, but I'm adapting more of external because, like I said, CSS has a lot of code. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's just that there are more things to write in CSS. You have to keep on adding codes to make your work perfect. So you have to keep on editing, and that increases the lines of code you do. HTML can take maybe other like maybe 50 lines of code, you are done with HTML, but CSS can have 500 times 10 of HTML for just a particular part of the code, and that is a lot. It's not that it's hard. That's why it's not because it's cool that makes it hard. It's just that that's how CSS is. You see that once we get to it, you see that it just happens to take the amount of it just takes it. Okay. At least don't be stingy with your space with CSS. Give it the space you want. Space matters. You're right. I don't know if you got to in the beginning, but space matters in programming. Capital letter matters in programming. Colon matters. Semicolon matters. If you are doing the wrong thing, it will never yield your result. You have to take coding like an egg. You have to take it like exactly as it should be. If you get to a point where you're writing a code, not because you did not put a full stop or a semicolon can alter that code in the sense that it will give it a a massive error. And the funny thing that with semicolons is that you might not know that there is no semicolon there. You might not just know, and you now end up deleting thousands of lines of code and starting again. That is where programming gets frustrating. So when somebody's talking about how code is hard, difficulty, you see that the difficulty is not really the fact that they don't know how to do it, but it's the fact that they can't find the error. If you are doing front end and it's 100%, 80% is you debugging, 20% is you doing the programming. So that is always the issue, debugging, finding the error. Till now, I still get really, really tired and annoyed anytime I'm doing it. Okay, so always take your code, like nobody's rushing you, so always calm down when you're programming and make the necessary step. If you're supposed to put full stop here, put it. And also, don't leave your system on cap locks. I'm just giving this advice because in case we're entering JavaScript, you see the need. Even in CSS, you see the need. Because if you are using, some people just like cap locks and everything they're doing, just want to take cap locks make a statement, but it doesn't really. If your code in a cap lock, it's not going to work. You see the effect. It's like, especially when we're doing JavaScript, you see how terrible it is, how terrible cap locks can be. And at the same time, JavaScript is something I use like panel cases. There are some you use cap lock, and sometimes you use lowercase. So all these things are not like you're learning, so don't really pressure yourself too much right now. I just advise you is that leave your system on better, don't put on any cap locks, and be careful when you're coding. Give it the necessary adjustments you need. If you need space in something, yes, something as easy as giving something space can make your code not work because you didn't put space in that particular area. Is that serious? You just didn't put space in that particular area. Maybe you want to write A, B, because you not put space after the A for the next B, your code will not work. I mean, when I mean your code will not work, it's not even be that line that will not work. Your entire code will not work. So stuff like that can make it really frustrating, and that is the perk, or will I say the con of programming, debugging. So I just wanted to give you this advice when we're interested because it's really needed. So when you see your line not working, like I think somebody had an issue during the week that I don't know who was the person that had um an issue. He said that the table was not working or something like that. No, the input something was wrong. I'm not sure who the person was. But when we checked the error, we saw that it's because of within the previous button didn't have a closing tag. You can see something far behind affected the future. So everything in your code matters. If you are supposed to give space, you give space. If you're supposed to, okay, it's manual, right? You're supposed to give space, you give space. If you're supposed to put comma, you put comma, semicolon, colon, anything. And also, when entering CSS, there are some specific brackets we use. You cannot use parentheses for CSS because that's not the bracketing of Python works much more in JavaScript than CSS. So you can see that what is literally English, understanding English, but at the same time, it's really not English. Okay. So we don't use parentheses bracket for CSS. We use that, we mostly use that, let's say, cursive bracket. It's not pretty brackets we have. That's what we use. So give it the bracket inside. Don't say, oh, bracket is bracket. Bracket is not bracket in programming. It's not. You have to use the exact brackets needed. We use two types of brackets in CSS, but the second one is not really necessary. It's only sometimes when you want to use it, you can now use it for. But the most important one is the one, if you look at your system, shift, there's like this box rectangle bracket on your keypad. If you do shift, the one on top, that is the bracket we use. So be careful when you're coding. I'm begging you guys to be careful because that is where programming gets confusing and frustrating. Okay. But it's going to happen, Chia. Just know that any debugging you are doing and you get frustrated, just see it as part of growth. Okay, that's what I tell myself. All right, let's get to it. Um, let's get to it. So right now, I told you there are three methods of using three methods for programming for inputting CSS in your HTML. The first step is inline. Actually, we will not be doing inline at all. The second step is internal, and the last step is external. Now, okay, so let me just clear all these. Okay, let me just address this. I get a lot of complaints saying that we've not yet uploaded the last two classes we had. Now, the thing about it is the person in charge of uploading it has not really been available for 2 days now. It's not like he's not here anymore. He's not been available. So that's why we'll be having issues. He has access to the account and all those things. But that does not mean we won't upload it. So our advice is if you listen in class and take notes, you can try and make researches while you are working on yourself. Or you could just wait. I've gotten like over 5 people message because of class uploading. And trust me, I will not just intentionally not upload the video from each classes. There's obviously something, there's obviously some issues. So please bear with me, and I'm apologizing for the delay, but bear with me. It will be uploaded. If it's not today, I really work on getting it today. If it's not today, tomorrow, just know that it will definitely be there. So please let's not put a lot of pressure on ourselves. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so the first one I called it inline styling. Second one I called it um, internal styling. And the last one I called it external styling. Now, inline styling, like I said, different. What you do for inline styling, I told you we're not shooting this at all, right? Because I don't want to waste enough like a good amount of time on that. And I don't advise anybody to use internal styling because it's messy. So internal styling, instead of you to like, if you want to input CSS in HTML, you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for inline,
Yes, ma.
for inline styling, you input the text inside here. You can see this opening tag now. This is where you put style. Now, can you see this? This is where you put style. So imagine you now want to do it for all your web page. You cannot see how big and fat, and I'm sure you will have mistakes of, you definitely will have mistakes of not closing your tags and all those things. So it's going to be very messy. It's how inline styling works. So let's just move on to internal. Now internal. Now you can see Godwin took his time to tell you why you should work on this shift exclamation. These are called boilerplates though. If you didn't mention it, it's everything like this. All these doc type, HTML head, body, they're called boilerplates. They are what defines your website. It gives meaning to your website. For instance, this is hardly coolly without a name or without a place or an identity, you don't seem to, let's say, exist. You don't even seem to matter entirely. But you, because you have a name, you have a place you're staying, you have an age, you have the school you're attending, you have your NIN, you get all those things. Because you have all those things, you you can be identified. Now, this boilerplate identifies your website. You guys understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So he told you doc type is telling me this
Yes,
type of document you're working with is HTML. HTML gives it a language. Now, inside you can see we have the head tag and the body tag. Now, the head tag holds mainly definition. If you're looking at human being, the head is where your brain is. So without your brain, you're not functioning. So just think about it like that. Now, for internal, in this head tag, we put the style. Now, this is internal. Internal, you put the style in the head tag. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. We're with
Sorry?
you. We are with you. We understand.
I'm hearing you.
Okay. For internal, you put the style in this head tag. Now for external, what you do, you first of all go to the file section, you create a new file. Now instead of using index.html, because it's a CSS file, you do .css instead. Now you've created a new file. So you now come to the head, you still come to the head of the HTML and use the reference link. Now you can see once you write link, relative, it gives a relationship with what style sheet. I know what CSS is what giving style sheet. So it gives a relationship. It's saying that, okay, this link is relating to a CSS sheet. Now, what is the name of the CSS sheet? That's what hyper reference means, href. It means hyper reference. It's saying what is now the name of the CSS sheet. I can now come here and give it the name index.html. So you have linked this HTML file to the external CSS file. What don't you understand? Do you guys understand what I just said?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I do understand.
Who doesn't understand? Just to make sure I can talk, please.
No, I comprehend. I understand everything about these steps so far.
Okay. So that's the difference between the inline, the internal, and the external. Now, inline, it gives you a style of like an attribute. Internal, you put your style in your heading tag, and external, it opens a new file to link it to an external CSS file. But for today, we will be working with an external CSS file. I just want,
Ma'am.
yeah?
Adekunle is saying he doesn't understand it.
Okay, Adekunle. What exactly don't you understand? So could you speak up so I could hear you? They could just pick up.
Let's
All right.
continue. Perhaps you-
Okay, I'm here now. I'm here.
So what don't you understand?
All right. From that link row style sheet, I don't understand. Actually, I was writing the internal style stuff you were explaining. So before I looked up, you've moved on.
Okay. So I should just explain external styling then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For external, I said you create a new file, but instead of using the .html, you use .css. So and I would like you guys to observe something. When you use HTML to tell you how what you're writing is correct, you can see the sign they put here. This sign is like the tag sign. It shows that you're dealing with a HTML file. So now this hashtag shows you are dealing with a CSS file. So in case you guys just see this randomly, know that this is CSS, it's HTML. Then for JavaScript, you see JS, something like that. No, I'm not sure I'm allowed to allow you to record. So that is why I'm not going to allow that. So I can ask later if the instructor should allow that. But for now, I'm not sure I can do that. Okay. As I was saying, Kunle, are you still with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what you do is you create a new file, .css. Then you come back to the heading in your HTML file and use the link tag. Now, once you write the link, in the link, you have two attributes. The first attribute means relationship, saying it's a style sheet. And I told you CSS means cascading style sheet. So relationship means is linking a CSS file. Now, href means hyperreference, meaning that it wants you to write the name of the file you want to link. So now, because the name here is index.css, I come to the href and I write index.css here. That makes my work linked. This is an external CSS. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand it now. Thank you.
All right, so let's move on. So I told you we're working with, I told you we'll be working with external. Why is that? Because I want you guys to be used to an external link. Because internal is very good. But if you imagine your HTML is very full, it's kind of confusing. I want you guys to be used to external is the best and advisable thing to use. So now let's get on to it. Let me remove all these. Now, so let's move on. Now, I told you CSS makes your work what beautiful. It just makes it very interesting to look at. Imagine a website just HTML. You'll see the difference shortly. So let's work with colors. Let's play with colors right now. I want to let me open this in browser. Okay, so I want to make my browser not that white screen again. Do you guys understand? I want it to be, let's say, red or let's say purple. So what you do is in CSS, you bring out the tag you want to work with or you want to change. You open this pretty bracket. Mute your mic, please. Mute your mic. Johnson, please mute your mic. So you open this pretty bracket and you give it a background color of purple. Now, what I did was I took this body tag. You can see here. You see my VS Code, right?
Yes.
I took this body tag, okay, because I want to change the whole layout of imagine this is your web page. This VS Code is a web page. Imagine, normally if you open in Chrome or MC Edge or Opera in any browser is always white. I don't want this browser to be white. I want it to be under color. Okay. So since this body means this body tag here, it means whatever you're writing your content, like what the content of your web page, it means your entire web page, this body. What I do is that I took the tag and decided to change it. So follow the procedure. This, you write your tag, you write your this fine bracket. What ones? But this fine bracket. So I'll get the name later. Then you write
Holy bracket.
what do you say?
Holy bracket.
Yes, yes, yes. That bracket. Okay, this is the bracket you use. Then you use this background color, because why I use background color, it means that in the whole background, what do I want to effect? Like the color I want to change. Background color of purple. Now I save this and I go to my web page. I see the web page. Hmm?
No.
Okay, I'm going to show that. Okay, are you seeing it now?
Yes.
Now, if I refresh, what did it do? It changed to purple. Now, you can see how CSS is a much interesting thing to do. Now, if I want to change it to, let's say red, I go back to my VS Code and edit red. Save and refresh. Are you guys seeing this? Right, let me share my VS Code back. Now, so take note of what I was trying to explain to me. Take note of how I wrote this code. If I don't use these brackets, this code will not work. If I don't write this body like this, it won't work. If I don't put this semicolon, it won't work. If I don't put this, if I don't put this colon, it won't work. If I don't put this semicolon, it won't work. If I don't put this closing bracket, it won't work. Have you guys taken note of everything I said?
Yes.
So make sure you write. So that's why VS Code has even made it easy for us that once you write a particular, maybe you can clear this. Once you write a particular value, let's say write B, it just gives you a drop down of what you can ever need. If you just click on the background color, automatically it gives you the colon and semicolon to avoid mistakes. Don't try to write code yourself like from the beginning. You know all these. Oh, I can write it. You know, I write the background hyphen color. If you remove this hyphen out of the space, that this background color is rendered useless. Just so you know. So always try to follow what was given to you. Don't try to write it yourself because you will make mistake. You're a human being. You will make mistake. Okay. So how about maybe I want to let me write something here with a paragraph tag.
How do you get that kind of bracket on your keyboard?
You shift and you shift. There's a bracket that looks like a square, like a rectangle. Can you see the bracket?
Yes.
Then if you shift it, you see the curly brackets in like the curly brackets on top of the rectangle bracket.
Okay, I've seen it. Now, someone is asking a question that he or she does not get how you linked the CSS to the HTML.
But did you understand it now? Well, did you understand it now? Because I saw I don't understand. Now I understand. Do you get it now? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can
Yes,
move
ma'am.
on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. So let's give this a paragraph and put something like this is cool. Maybe another one saying this super cool. And another one saying this is super. Okay, let's just have this. Okay, you can see my VS Code, right? Now,
Yes, we can.
so now let's say I want to, let me give this a background color. Just show it entire background because I want you guys to see what I'm doing. Let's say I want to edit, I want to change, this is cool. Like I want the background color of this text to, oh wait, let me just see this. You can see my browser, how it looks, right? Hello, are you guys here?
Yes, ma'am.
You can see this is cool, this is super cool, this is super, super cool. So now back to my VS Code. I want that this is cool. I want it to be in another color. I don't want it to be in the black color that it normally shows in the browser. This is super cool. I want it to be another color. Do you get? So what do you guys think I should do to change the color? What tag do I edit?
Please, the question again.
You can see this is cool. On the browser, it's black. This is cool. This is super cool. This is super, super cool. I want it to be, let's say, blue on the browser. I don't want it to be color black. What do you think I should, what tag do you think I should edit?
You edit the paragraph tag and then you give it the background color of the color you want.
Okay, let's do it one step at a time. The paragraph tag, lovely. So let's give it a, you said a background color.
Yes, background color.
Okay.
Abby? Or is it font color now?
Now, background color is to change just the background of the whole distance. So let's give this a background color. You see what I'm saying? Let's say background color.
No, background color.
No, calm down, calm down. No. I like the fact that just calm down. I'm not even reprimanding. I like the fact that you made an effort to be sincere. I told you, I like the process. I don't just like the results. See, you can see that it gives it a background color. Do you get? But to change the color, there's something called the color. Just writing color.